Jesus Christ, bro. Like, where do you even begin? Like, seriously, where do you begin with a game like this? The Saints just lost again, second week in a row. They're now 1-2 with a 22-14 loss to the Carolina Panthers. And let me just tell you, that game was nothing short of hard to watch. It was horrible. We had so many bad plays, so many injuries, so many wasted drives. Like, this is another game. The Saints just do they not want to win, bruh? Like, do we seriously not want to win football games? Is that what I'm getting right now? Is that the vibe they're throwing off? They deadass just don't feel like winning football games? It's ridiculous. It seriously is. Every single facet of this team played awful today. The defense played good for the most part. They had a super bad and untimely give to Laviska Shenault, who took a 67-yard touchdown untouched off of a P.J. Williams and Tyrann Mathieu missed tackle to the house right after the Saints scored. It was 7-13 at that point. All we had to do was get a stop. Jameis was in his rhythm. All we needed to do was get a stop. But of course, they can't play complimentary football. If one part of the team's playing good, nothing else does. It is genuinely so annoying. Like, so annoying on every single level. Jameis Winston had another multiple interception day with 2. Surprise, surprise. It's ridiculous. He had so many missed reads. And you got to think, man, like, really, when is it time to at least try to make a change? When is it time to at least try to put your pride aside as the head coach in Dennis Allen and try something different? You have a highly capable veteran quarterback in Andy Dalton sitting on the sideline, yet you refuse to try and put him in the game, bruh. Try to do something different. Try. Keyword, try. Even if he doesn't play good, it doesn't matter. The Saints were shut out through 3 quarters yet again. Another terrible offensive performance yet again. For the first 3 games of this season have been some of the worst offensive football I've ever seen. The Saints were playing better with Trevor Siemian, Kenny Stills, Kevin White, Marquez Callaway. We were playing better offense last year with them. In the game that Alvin Kamara was out and Mark Ingram was our lead back and we had those shitty-ass wide receivers, we were putting up more of a fight. We were putting up more points. It is downright almost unwatchable, this team this year. It's so bad. It is so bad. And those of you that are like, bro, we just have to let ourselves gel. We just have to do this and that. And we can't lose faith. We're Saints fans. We got to watch them play. That's not how this shit works, bro. If they're playing like ass, you say they're playing like ass. And as of week 3 in 2022, this team sucks. Genuinely awful bottom tier in the NFL. And it's really genuinely devastating. Oh, on top of the fact that this team lost, Jameis Winston played like shit, like actual dog shit, missing reads, holding the ball way too long, refusing to throw the football. The offensive line did break down in the 4th quarter, but those first 3 quarters of play, he had every second to throw that football. Every single one. And if you disagree, go buy NFL Plus and watch all 22 and look at Jameis Winston refusing to throw the football to wide open wide receivers for the 3rd week in a row. The Saints have been absolutely abysmal. The last 9 quarters, now, every quarter, so 4, 8, 12, 11 quarters of pure awful football play. We had 1 good quarter against the Falcons in the 4th. That was the peak of this year. We suck. And it's so frustrating to watch, bro. Like, it genuinely is. Will Lutz had a kick blocked and then missed one afterwards. We had 2 drives in the red zone just completely stall. When they should have been touchdown drives. That call on Mark Ingram, that chop block, shouldn't have been called, but either way, an undisciplined play regardless of the call. Regardless of what it is, it was a chop block. It was ticky-tacky, I agree, but undisciplined play. And then, of course, you had the Alvin Kamara fumble that got returned for a touchdown. That was the only really touchdown that team had until Laviska Shenault broke off of a defensive breakdown that shouldn't have happened, bruh. It's so hard to watch this team lose week after week. It is genuinely so frustrating. I was like completely okay with it last week. You know what? It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady, we beat him 4 weeks in a row. It's bound to happen at some point. He's going to get his. But no. The Carolina Panthers, the team that hasn't won at home in over 365 days, the team that hasn't won in 9 straight weeks, you lose to them? That's when you know there's something serious going on and you need to be making some corrections. Is Dennis Allen the head coach for the future? I sure as hell don't think so. Everyone was brushing off his tenure as a Raider because, he had a bad situation. He has everything in front of him. Everything. These play calls are still atrocious. 2-yard run, incomplete pass. 2-yard run, incomplete pass. And the absolute certainty in Jameis Winston that he has. He has 4 fractured pieces in his back and is dealing with an ankle injury. Get him out of the damn game. Put in Andy Dalton. I seriously don't understand why the hell you are playing a quarterback whose body is literally a sliver of itself. But no, that's perfectly fine, right? Because it's the Saints, and that's our favorite football team. We have to agree with everything they say, right? No. The way this team is being ran, the way that these players are playing is downright unacceptable, bruh. Who am I to say that, though, right? Exactly. I'm nowhere near the team. I have no say in the decisions they make, but I'm going to call them out on their bullshit, and we can speak as a fan base and say that this is ridiculous and that this team shouldn't be losing these football games. They had 2 easily winnable games. We could easily be 3-0 if it wasn't for shooting ourselves in the damn foot. Just taking a Colt 911 and popping your big toe with it is what the New Orleans Saints are doing week after week. And how much longer can us as a fan base watch that, bruh? I don't know. You know how low viewership on this channel is going to be for the next week? And I don't even blame you guys. I wouldn't want to watch shit about the Saints either. It's ridiculous. Positives of this game. Chris Olave played an absolute banger of a football game. Chris Olave is the only reason the Saints didn't get blown out. Let me go pull up his stats. He had his first 100-yard receiving game as an NFL wide receiver. 13 targets, 9 receptions, 147 yards. Played an absolute banger of a game. Traquan Smith played good too. 4 receptions for 105 yards. He came in out of nowhere, played great. Michael Thomas had 5 receptions for 49 yards before leaving the game with a foot injury. Jarvis Landry had 2 receptions for 22 yards before leaving the game with a foot injury. Alvin Kamara had 7 targets, 2 receptions, 12 yards. He had a rib injury this whole game. It's just so damn bad. Jameis Winston was 25 for 41, 353 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. He was only sacked 1 time, so those that sit here and say, hey, yo, it's the offensive line, just shut up. He got pressured, but every quarterback in the NFL gets pressured. It's up to them to evade it and make some plays because the offensive line was giving him a calendar year to throw that football. Pete Werner looked good. The defense looked pretty good. But this team is just being mismanaged in a way that I can't even begin to comprehend. And there needs to be some changes made. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down in the comment section below how you feel. And I'll see you boys in the next one. Adios.